This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 3rd day of July in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. President Irfan Ali this afternoon signed the proclamations dissolving the 12th Parliament and the 10 regional democratic councils to make way for the upcoming general and regional elections to be held on the 1st of September. The proclamations came 5 weeks after the president first announced the date for the elections. In a video statement released by his office, President Ali stated that he had signed the proclamations in keeping with the Constitution, adding that the Elections Commission will receive all support for the upcoming elections.
The proclamations also designate the 1st September 2025 as the date on which general and regional elections shall be held in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Free and fair elections are the lifeblood of a democratic state. The upcoming elections represents our country's commitment to renewing the democratic covenant between its citizens and government. Elections provide the opportunity for citizens to exercise their democratic right to elect their president and representatives of the National Assembly.
The president also urged all eligible Guyanese to participate in the upcoming elections and to be part of the critical decision-making process of the state. He said the task of administering the elections rests with the Guyana Elections Commission, and he remains confident in GECOM's ability to hold free, fair, and credible elections. Nomination day for the elections is set for the 14th of July. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Chasing a ride that takes you higher? Elevate your drive with the all-new Honda Elevate. Now at Marix, the Honda Elevate has a bold style, cutting-edge technology, sleek and modern interior, and intuitive controls that makes every journey feel elevated and comfortable. So why wait? Drive a Honda Elevate today. It's brand new, 0 miles, 0 worries. Visit Marix, the home of Honda in Guyana, or call 226-1482 to learn more.
This July 6th, Splash Promotions present Soccer on the Beach, Caricom Weekend. Soccer on the Beach, Caricom Weekend on Marriott Beachfront. Entertainment by Slingers Family, DJ Avalanche, Powerline Sound, Natural Aroma, and Firelinks. Soccer on the Beach, this July 6th. Soak on the Beach, this July 6th. Caricom Weekend at the Marriott Beachfront, powered by Polar Beer and Straight Vibes Rum.
Come downstairs, come downstairs. Just come downstairs.
Declaring that he has no apology to make for the hiring of a US-based lobbying firm by the government, Vice President Jagdeo this afternoon confirmed that the tweets about presidential candidate Mohamed having ties to Venezuela indeed came from the firm hired by his government. However, he denied that the government supplied the information for the draft tweets that was eventually sent out by a US congressman. According to the vice president, the lobbying firm was hired by the government of Guyana to deal with issues relating to the border controversy and the threats by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Jagdeo told a news conference that if the firm went beyond that scope to tie Mohamed to Venezuela, then there has to be information which has gotten to them based on their investigations. He went back to a Reuters report in 2023, which tied a local businessman to having ties to Venezuela and has been smuggling Venezuelan gold through Guyana. To this end, he asked reporters to connect the dots. Jagdeo said the tweets from the U.S. congressional officials were indeed filed by the lobbying firm.
Lobbyists can tell them anything, but the lobbyists have info too. A lobbyist can tell you anything like a policymaker, and that's lawful in the US. They file it and it's open. So the reason they did that is they know it's filed publicly, not that APNU discovered this or the Mohamed discovered this or someone else discovered this. It is in public document like FARA. The FARA, they file what they send to the congressmen. And they filed all of this, the suggested tweets.
Mr. Jagdeo contended that without a lobby firm, the U.S. officials had to have known what they were talking about. He told reporters that once the congressional officials said there is a connection between Venezuela and the Mohammeds, then he believes that connection indeed exists, even if their statements followed cues from the lobbying firm.
I didn't know. We don't tell the lobbyists what to do on a daily basis. We don't tell them what to do on a daily basis. There's no one in government who said go after the Mohammeds. We can do that ourselves here, as we've been doing. We can do that ourselves. But trust me, when Reuters said that again, nobody believed them. But Reuters, they said, oh, it's a lie from Reuters. The sanctions came on the gold smuggling side. What about the two other allegations that Reuters made about cocaine smuggling from Colombia and also laundering money for Russian mafia?
The vice president said if the government of Guyana has to hire more lobbyists to keep the country safe, it will do so unapologetically.
And so, but there was nobody from the government who told them to do this. But these people their job is to keep the US government briefed on any threat to us from the Maduro angle or from on the border angle. We will pay 10 lobbyists if necessary to keep our country safe.
The lobbying firm, which was hired at the cost of $50,000 per month, in its filings with the U.S. Justice Department, stated that it was sharing the draft tweets and other information on behalf of the Guyana government. Mohamed and his political party have accused the government of using taxpayers' money and the resources of the state to launch a political fight against him, using specific U.S. congressional officials through the lobbying firm hired by the government. 2 years after it was destroyed by a devastating fire, the Christchurch Secondary School has been rebuilt and was commissioned today by the President and the Education Minister. Speaking at that commissioning ceremony, the President said the Christchurch Secondary School is back and better than ever. He said the Christchurch Secondary School is among 20 new secondary schools that have been rebuilt or are under construction. The President said schools like Christchurch Secondary are being built with more than just the basic amenities as the country eyes universal secondary education.
Our target is clear: universal secondary education by the end of next year. Universal secondary education by the end of next year. That is not a slogan, it is a solemn commitment. And by the end of this year, we aim to have 100% of our teachers either trained or in training, because quality education demands not just access to buildings, but to train teachers.
The original building that housed the Christchurch Secondary School was destroyed by fire in January of 2023. The displaced students were later accommodated at the Cyril Potter College of Education. By June of 2023, the Education Ministry signed contracts totaling more than $668 million with a number of contractors for the construction of the new school. Education Minister Priya Manak-Chan said in the face of destruction and severe difficulties, the secondary school, under the leadership of its former principal Samantha Allen, saw its matriculation rate moving from 38% to 65%. The school is now headed by Principal Manette Green-Pitt.
It's not only about building schools. We are making sure that once your children come into the schools, we are going to have solidly strong trained teachers for them. And so I'm happy to say, Mr. President, in Georgetown alone, we have moved the percentage of trained teachers. In 2020, it was 73%. In 2025, it is 98.5% of your teachers standing in front of children in Georgetown who are trained or are in training.
And putting on her campaign hat, Minister Manak-Chan encouraged the parents of the students of the school to vote wisely when they head to the polls on the 1st of September.
We ask for your partnership. We ask for your partnership to be able to give your children what it is they deserve. We ask for your support in allowing us to make sure your children are the bright, shining stars that they are meant to be. And just before I leave, because I probably won't get to see you, you'll have a great opportunity. You'll have a great opportunity in a few months to make a decision, not for people who will be on posters and caps and flags, but you will have a great opportunity to make a decision about how your child's life will look in the next 5 years, what their future will look like. So when you get out there on the 1st of September, remember you're voting for your child, you're voting for yourself, you're voting for a Guyana you want to see them in.
The new Christchurch Secondary School has been built to accommodate 500 students. It was designed to feature 20 classrooms, science laboratories, TVET laboratory, electrical and woodworking labs, IT, and a home economic department, along with art and music rooms. More than a year after the court ruled that it was unconstitutional for the Ministry of Education to stop the automatic deduction of union dues for the Guyana Teachers Union, those dues are still not being deducted and remitted to the union. In a statement today, the Guyana Teachers Union expressed its deep concern over the refusal by the Ministry of Education and the government to reinstate the automatic deduction of union dues. The union said the matter has been conclusively addressed in both the High Court and the Court of Appeal, with rulings clearly in favor of the union. Despite that, the union said the Ministry of Education has failed to comply with the court's decisions. The government halted the automatic deduction of union dues from the salaries of teachers after the union led a nationwide strike for salary increases and other benefits for teachers last year. The government had contended that the strike was illegal. But in April 2024, Justice Sandal Kisun ruled that the teachers' strike was just and fair, and the salaries of teachers should not be withheld. He also found that the decision to stop the deduction of the union dues from the salaries of teachers on behalf of their union was discriminatory, unilateral, and unconstitutional. The GTU said the Attorney General, the Permanent Secretary of the Education Ministry, the regional executive officers, and all other relevant authorities have been provided with the official copies of the rulings of the courts. However, to date, no action has been taken to correct the situation. The union said it also formally wrote the Chief Education Officer and the Permanent Secretary to urge immediate compliance, but to no avail. The Ministry of Labor has been notified of the issue. The union said it sees the continued inaction as a blatant disregard for the authority of two of the highest courts in the country. It said it also reflects a serious level of disrespect towards the legal system and the rule of law. Tonight, the union is calling on the government and the Ministry of Education to act immediately and reinstate the automatic deductions in full compliance with the rulings of the courts. It said it remains committed to defending the rights of its members and upholding justice within the education sector.
A nation united for one powerful night of praise and worship. It's the One Guyana Worship Experience. Monday, July 7th, CARICOM Day at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence, starting from 6 p.m. Join us for an unforgettable evening featuring international award-winning gospel ministers Chandler Moore, Todd Dulaney, Samuel Midas, Renwick Dewsbury. Out of Jamaica, the viral sensation, Prince Saj, also ministering. Faith Korika, Cheryl Maloney, Timothy Roberts, Apostle Sean Sobers, Miriam Williams, Joshua Joe, and many more. The One Guyana Worship Experience, Monday, July 7th at the National Stadium. Admission is absolutely free, but you must secure your passes through your local churches, online, and designated outlets across the country. One nation, one people, one worship. The One Guyana Worship Experience. Don't miss it.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100 all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say wash it soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash it soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash it soap powder, leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks for wash it soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash it soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash it soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash it soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
Mabaruma, get ready! The event of the summer, the official Mabaruma All Black Party, goes down on Saturday, July 5th at Mabaruma Settlement Ground. Come see live performances by Lola Doll,
like talk to me, needs them.
Umaya Hall,
tell everybody, this is a breakaway.
Calvin Burnett, and Lil Million.
This one that for all the woman them will like Lil Boys.
Music by Selector Andre and Power King Sound System. Admission $5,000. Witness X Factor Dance Group Ignite the Stage. Remember, dress to impress. It's all happening on July 5th. The official Mabaruma All Black Party.
Well, the Ministry of Natural Resources has announced that in conjunction with the Guyana Geology Mines Commission, it has completed a review of the ExxonMobil company's relinquishment proposals of the renewal of the Stabroek Block Petroleum Exploration License. An area of 2,534 square kilometers has been relinquished back to Guyana, the Natural Resources Ministry announced last night. It said the relinquished area is based on an agreed position reached between the governments of Guyana and the Stabroek Block operators, and is also in keeping with the legal provisions outlined in the Petroleum Activities Act. The ministry said the legal aspect of the renewal is also complete, which involved the final compliance checks and drafting of applicable regulatory instruments. The 20% relinquished area excludes any areas related to discoveries, appraisals, or production activities. Since 2015, the Stabroek Block has been the site of multiple significant oil discoveries, which are now undergoing evaluation and appraisal to determine their commercial potential. The discoveries are classified as either potentially commercial or non-commercial, following a comprehensive process conducted by the Stabroek Block operator based on studies and appraisal activities. Non-commercial discoveries have to be included in the relinquishment calculation, while potentially commercial discoveries do not need to be relinquished. Exxon, the Natural Resources Ministry said, has also submitted an updated discovery area and other technical requirements. It said it will continue to work diligently with the GGMC to ensure that all petroleum operations executed by Exxon and its partners are conducted in keeping with the requirements of the PAA, the Stabroek Block Petroleum Agreement, and in line with international best practices. A new $178.2 million magistrates court was yesterday commissioned in Anna, Regina in Region 2 as part of the Judicial Infrastructure Expansion Initiative, which has seen a number of other courts being constructed, rebuilt, or upgraded. Speaking during the opening ceremony yesterday, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said the opening of the new court is another installment of the government's push to ensure that the judiciary is able to function in a conducive environment. He said the government has taken a policy to ensure that persons are able to access justice from within their specific region.
Access to justice is as important as any other right or any other entitlement of the human being. Without justice, without law, without order, nothing is possible. It is the rule of law that keeps us in a civilized society. None of the development that is taking place across the country can take place without the rule of law being in place.
Mr. Nandlal said the new courts are built with modern facilities and upgraded technology aligned with global legal standards. He also noted notable progress in the areas such as digitized case management systems, remote hearings, and e-filing options, which are designed to support the infrastructural upgrades.
This new Anna Regina Magistrates Court joins a long list of courthouses commissioned since the People's Progressive Party Civic took office in 2020.
Meanwhile, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George said the new court in Anna Regina represents a new milestone for the judiciary, which has been transforming in recent years.
I extend an especially warm welcome to the Honorable Attorney General, who was recently with us at the opening of the Children's Court of Charity. We do appreciate you joining us on all these special occasions as you demonstrate your commitment and the commitment of the government to support the judiciary of Guyana in ensuring that the publics we serve continue to enjoy enhanced access to justice.
The new courthouse in Anna Regina features a modern courtroom, magistrates' chambers, living quarters for the magistrate and the court clerk, among other staffers. A 24-year-old man in Antigua and Barbuda has been charged over the death of 19-year-old Guyanese Jordan Abraham. The two reportedly shared a relationship. The young woman was found dead on the 7th of May along a roadside in Antigua with multiple injuries to her body. The 24-year-old boyfriend, Victor Inche, told investigators that a young lady had jumped from his car while he was driving. The young woman was pronounced dead on the spot, and based on the injuries on her body, a full investigation was launched. The investigation resulted in a decision to charge the 24-year-old boyfriend for unlawful confinement and the killing. He made his appearance in court where the charges were laid against him. He was remanded to prison until the 17th of September, when the matter will continue. 19-year-old Jordan Abraham arrived in Antigua to meet up with the boyfriend days before her death.
Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers in men, but early detection can save lives. So, who needs to be screened? If you're 50 or older, it's time to talk to your doctor about screening. But some men need to start even earlier. Your risk is higher if you have a family history of prostate cancer. Screening may be recommended as early as 40 years. Screening is quick and can include a PSA blood test or a simple exam. It's the first step in catching prostate cancer early, when it's most treatable. Don't wait. If you're at risk, get screened, because taking care of your health means being there for the moments that matter most. Screen early, live fully.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Jagdeo is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Jagdeo's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Jagdeo has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. The mass firings of Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program (CEP, EP) and reforestation workers were seemingly planned to coincide with the visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the hope that the visit would serve as a distraction to the attention that the brutalizing of 19,000 workers would receive. This is according to People's National Movement (PNM) MP Marvin Gonzalez, who addressed the issue during a press conference on Wednesday. Of the affected, 4,608 are forestry workers and contractors. Gonzalez said the firing spree did not happen overnight and submitted that the visit by the Indian Prime Minister could be a political distraction. He said, and I quote, "They are very calculated, so it is perhaps a well-coordinated political distraction to get the population to focus on this high-level visit as opposed to what is happening to the 19,000 citizens losing their jobs and not knowing how they're going to feed their families." End of quote. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell has confirmed that financial corruption has occurred with the rebuilding and/or building of new houses in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which devastated the northern part of Grenada on July 1 last year. But the illicit practice is not widespread. Admitting that there are challenges with some contractors who were awarded contracts to build homes, Prime Minister Mitchell said that a lot of it had to do with financial management of fixed-term contracts issued by the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation. Recently, Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall announced that the Audit Department will be conducting audits into several contractors who were awarded contracts to construct houses under the Hurricane Beryl Response Initiative and failed to complete the project. The Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation was allocated 15 million EC dollars under the 2024 supplementary budget to assist with the rebuilding of the homes. A total of 50,000 EC dollars was allocated for each house. Speaking about the alleged financial misconduct, malfeasance, and irregularities of public funds through the contracts, Cornwall said that he has heard 1 or 2 cases where contractors have started houses and disappeared. And finally tonight, international news. Donald Trump's huge budget bill is heading for a final vote in the U.S. House of Representatives, but is delayed while a Democratic-led debate continues, according to the BBC. Democratic Minority House Leader Hakeem Jeffries has been speaking for more than 5 hours, and the magic minute means there is no limit for how long he can speak. The bill is critical to President Trump's agenda and has sparked intense debate. The vote is expected to begin after Jeffries' remarks are finished, with Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican, saying he has the votes to pass the bill. Trump wants what he calls the big beautiful bill passed by Friday, but it's been held up in Congress over concerns about the impact on national debt and health care. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.